Alright. Mad dash back home. We got a full backpack. I could take down the tires too, but we'll deal with that later. The base was like finalized. I could like just dump the stuff in there, which was part of the reason for putting it here was yeah, Hugh, Trader Joe, or Wrecked, sorry, and Jen down there, you know, it's almost, there's nothing out this way. There's another trader down here just past that. And from here it's, you know, so it's kind of sort of in the middle of everything and next to a major junction. It may be at the point where I may level one of these houses on this intersection and just put it there. Alright. You got 3 on this road going south. You got 1 on this road going south. And 1 up there. So yeah, this is kind of, right here is about the middle of it. Yeah, so much polymer and tires I'm running past, but I want to get this over with. I just want to get the bicycle legit so I can actually run around and see. I mean, this field here, maybe. I don't know. So what I want to do here, so I want to take this thing and I want to put it right on the edge of the road there. I want to rotate this around so those 8 boxes there are within selectable distance from this pillar of freedom, so I can just run back, hop up, drop the stuff off, and go. Turning radius on this. Give me some stamina. Get the knife ready. Let's go. I can wrench every single one of these cars coming down here, but I want to get things sorted out first. I can do that so much better. I kind of don't want to tear it down though. I see my pillars of safety sitting there. Can I grab all? What's my inventory look like? Alrighty. Yeah, let's do it. I was almost sure I'd have to do a third trip. That's a lot of cars here. And now he has a wrench. And is not afraid to use it. I need repair kits. What does it take to make repair kits? And duct tape. Yeah, everything takes duct tape. Alright. You're hungry. And we're low on critical supplies. So, what else do I need to do? I need to repair this. That takes these things. Okay. What is it that takes, anyway. I'm gonna be a complete hypocrite on this. Yeah, good enough. Alright, 6 o'clock.
If you drink all the coffee, I'll kill you.
You have a coffee pot?
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to pay you now that you did it.
Yep, we'll go with that. Yeah, see your inventory?
I'll sell you food, but don't expect me to cook it for you.
Yeah. I'm getting good on that, too. I can put a skill point in. I forget what it was. Alright. Well, let me look at what's, okay. Hunter's Journal we don't care about. AP. Nice. Alright, yeah, no filter for the things. I'll take the repair kits. There's not even enough left to get us the duct tape.
Cha-ching! Thanks, buddy.
Yep. Oh, by the way, we need a job. I don't want to do the... Alright, we'll
I
go
got
for it.
just the job for a simpleton like you. Word of advice. Next time, bathe before coming to a job interview.
I'll keep that in mind. He said that when I was like swimming through the rivers on the way back, so it's... I'm not too sure about some of the randomness of it. Alright. Put the brass back. Repair kits. Dig digest. Yeah. Yeah, we really need the medical supply one right now. All right. Where is this? Oh. I haven't cleared that yet. But that's gonna have cobblestone and shit that I need. I think the ranger station is like right there. It's just running up and down the hill takes so bloody long to clear the place out. Yeah, I actually want it. Yeah, I'll put it there. That's just to give it a little more durability. Alright, now I had little poles on the sides of this to help keep the zombies from getting too close to me, kind of thing. And yeah. All right. Just like that. Okay. Now, I want to make it a little easier to hop up here. So I'm going to pick that one up. And I'm going to pick this one up. I'm out of wood, aren't I? Yeah. Alright. I'm thinking about that. Yeah. I didn't get wood for that. Okay. There's trees over here that can use some thinning. And same time, we'd probably use this as like a shortcut to go south. Yep, that's 500 wood. Alright, 1, 2, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, call it 8. And I want something I can actually interact through, so these block you. It's the biggest poles you got, right? Yep. Alright. I didn't think about that. I mean, really, I just need to... Alright. At this point, I'm just embarrassing myself. Alright, craft a few more. Alright, so what I need is I need that shape there. And then I need the plates. There you go. Because the rain absolutely, yeah, the rain, it just loves the rain here. I mean, I probably could have done like cubes and put these poles on the cubes and then put plates on the outside. But I like the 4 wide thing that lets me go back and forth and do stuff. Plus, yeah, now I'm leaning against the thing right there. So, the next question is, one, two, so that's where it's going to be. And I think I can dig that out there. So. I mean, I can probably put double poles right here, going up as well, the thin ones, just to be sure of the stability of that, but ultimately, what I would like to do is just take this up and restore the ground back to the way it was. Because I want this visible from the road. I just thought of something. I'm not putting the board back, but someone's asking if there's an official Discord for this. I didn't even think. It was like Guns, Nerds, and Steel got me interested in trying to build things, and I'm like, all right, we'll go for it. So yeah. So I can stand right there, and I can interact with all 8 of those crates, but I want it facing this way right here. So that wall is going to be right there. And I did it in the rain, so it was like, eh. Alright, so I can put my bed over there now. Yeah, let me go outside. Yeah, I just wanted a slightly better screen cap of that before tearing it down. That reminds me. I have a skill point I can spend. So I think what I'm going to do to save my hard drive space, once I've cleared this off, I'm going to fill that out with the construction cubes to mark out where I think it's going to be. Because I can upgrade those to cobblestone. Specifically the 4 holding the crates. The rest of it, I'll upgrade as I go. I also need to look at, what do I gotta do to make cobblestone? Be able to see that from the road. Alright, I gotta cut the video here because it's at 48 minutes and it's gonna be too big to put on a USB stick if I keep going, so. We'll be back when I get things a little closer here, because this is gonna be boring. That, and I want to listen to music that YouTube won't let me have in a video. Okay, it's a few hours later. And it's kind of difficult to see with all the framing here, but try to get a few views where you kind of tell what's going on here. So we got the whole front part is now copied over here. Hop down to. We got these plates here is just a little extra hold this on and hold this on in case those boards down there get broken, because they're kind of sacrificial plating on the outside of the cubes. Something to keep the rain off of us, and I can interact with every single one of those crates right there. Some of them I gotta get a little bit closer, but I'm not even like, when it was down on the ground I had to like get right on the edge of falling off of that. But this keeps them away from the zombies. That's plating. Those are the actually I can just say copy. What is it? Yeah, 0.05 meter doubles. I went with those just about everywhere that I needed support next to something that's going to be there. So there's those on the front here and on the back and the center to hold up the hallway. So now I can, you know, run up, drop off all the loot, and be on my way. The rest of the base is probably only going to be here while you're dealing with Trader Rect. So you got a single cement mixer, a place for a chem station, I think that's the one that's 3 wide, a workbench, and a forge. Spots for storage crates along the center. So basically this whole line here I can put cubes in of stuff across the floor and the ceiling. And those are pipes out here on these squares to support the ceiling. Something that's kind of cool when I figured it out. These are the building bars, those things. Just kind of rotated around because they give a little better visibility of the ground than those other things that I was using here. And I would have decided to copy all that, but I kind of like that look of the square ones. But, you know, because it kind of matches the only 45 we got. But function over looks here, kind of. Hordes, not battens. I don't know what I was thinking earlier. Hordes is the thing that it's like the wood structure that sticks out from a castle wall that they can shoot from and see what the people down on the ground are doing. Oh. Because this holds you right against this cube that you're about to walk into. Getting on the ladder is... I'm literally just walking over there. I'm not even like pressing spacebar or anything to get on it. So. I'm gonna have regular roof tiles across the top of this to keep the rain out. So, yeah. Those are the half-halves or something like that. And those are the plates. These are plates. So that's pretty much the gist of it there. I like these, much better visibility than some of the other things. And you can kind of get out there to see what's going on too. What's going on outside the front of this, on the other hand, that's still gonna be the... You're just gonna have to go out there and deal with them kind of thing. But it's not like there isn't a pillar of safety here to get to. So yeah, you start off with a 2x4, 3-block high thing. You cover it with plates except for where the thing is. And then you add a couple of more cubes to get your workstations and whatnot going. And then you add a couple of more to get some more workstations going. And, you know, and beyond this point, I'm pretty sure you're going to be dealing with other traders. So you're going to want, like, a proper base like what I was trying to build over there. But this whole mess that I'm dealing with right here has me thinking I want to redo that tower, not just how cramped it is inside the first floor. But kind of like it. These are just wood cubes here, because I kind of like the look. Kept the cobblestone where I'm planning on putting the things when my character finally earns them. I still got to copy all those labels over to that over there. At this point, I'm going to upgrade all of this to wood. And I'm probably, these uprights in here, I'm probably going to upgrade these to stone, just for the hit points on them. I'm not sure about... I mean, ideally, this stuff here that you're going to be shooting through should be metal, but that's... I am so far away from that right now. So, instability mode. The thing I'm kind of hemming and hawing about is this corner back here. I want to copy the ladder over to the other side once that's taken out of the way. I thought about, there's a railing plate like combo I thought about for a half second, but I don't want that tied to stability of this. You know, they take out one of these squares here and instantly you don't have a floor, and then they can climb up in kind of thing. Sometimes I'm thinking about putting a railing here and then a 45 to help keep them out, and then put like a fold up hatch right there. Same on the other side, because it's not like there's other ways to not, you know, to be able to get over here and look over the walls. I may put a grate at the bottom of that ladder to keep zombies from going up. I mean, something I noticed with like 2 points of parkour, I can nab that ladder. So, the stability of that out there isn't green, so I'm not like thrilled with it 100%, but this really isn't a Horde Night thing. That's more a means to let you see what's going on out there. So I gotta copy these names. Get this thing out of my way. Yeah, I gotta copy those names. Over to that. Under my feet. That is solid all the way down into the rock. I got a little carried away digging. It's a tad deep. So if a zombie comes in here and starts like digging into a block here or there, there isn't like a single block that's like critical stability that will cause all of your forges and machinery to go away, and supplies. I mean, I really thought about just doing a wood floor here as well, and just leaving it stone underneath that, but then I thought about it, and I'm not sure how the connection is. If this is wood connected to the ground, and that's stone hanging off of it kind of thing, I don't know how that calculation works. So, I have a lot of wood to, I have a lot of temp blocks to turn into wood, so. In a bit. Alrighty, I think we're onto something here. So, we got pull plates. Well, no pull plates. Just regular plates on the outside here. As like extra protection that goes into these. I think they're 0.5 or 0.25. The big double pull things go up the front. Let you select the crates through them. And I opted for a row on the bottom and the row on the top, so when you're in there you can kind of still see out and see what's going on. I kind of noticed that with not Temreki, or I forget his name already. The guy from Guns, Nerds, and Steel. One of his bases, he decided to have like the solid walls, 2 squares high, and then a window, and you couldn't quite see out the window of what was going on outside when he was at the workstations. And while I guess in a way that's a good thing if the screamers are truly line of sight now, I kind of want to see what's going on though, which is why I'm going with like so many like just simple grates. I mean, the thought crossed my mind that this is like a glorified jail cell in a way, but there's just so many ways to get in and out. So, stability. These are the pieces held up by those poles down below, which is why it's green. Go straight down to the ground, and they can borrow stability from each other if one of them gets damaged. This is where the row of crates are inside. This is the walkway going in. And then there's like the 2 poles that I have in front of the crates on this side, supporting this. And then I've got the same thing just going all the way down this line here down below, and all the way down this line here. This back here is open, so you can kind of run down the hallway and get back up here. I'm thinking about like finding some single corner pole to put up from down there, but actually no, that won't work, because what I'm standing on right here would have to be that thing there. That, or I go with a less than optimal plate with a pole in the corner. And it looks like they only have the one, so you can't really see through that, which is less than optimal. I was kind of hoping for like a grate with something in the corner. But, yeah, details. So, yeah, this is just going to have to, like, deal, I guess. But it's got direct connection right next to it, which should help with this little portion here. Plus that whole row down there that's supporting this is connected. So this is all downward weight on that. If I guess maybe I haven't tried like an L thing. I could probably like just draw one up real quick. Yeah, let me have a little bit of experiment here. Give me cubes. I'll have to be lower, right? So you have 1 cube and another cube, and then you have 1 cube there, which isn't supported. And then cubes on top, right? You know, that's something I'm not sure if all of that weight is on that. But again, 1, 2, 3, 4 tops at that little portion there. That's also got support by other stuff around it. So, yeah, that's pretty much the extent of it right there. This piece being, like, you know, diagonally attached to that plate right deep. Yeah, that plate is direct earth connected. So that piece right there is kind of just hanging off the side of it. The worst part is this ladder right here, which is just adding extra connection top to bottom right there. And as a means to get up on the roof. So, yeah, it's... I have to look. What's going on there that's so orange? Because, yeah, separation here between that workbench and that workbench. The other thing about this that I kind of did forget, I gotta go look at that in a second, is I forgot to put these corners in. And once I put the corners in, I'm like, yeah, I need that to keep going up to the roof. So I had to take out the grates on the corners there that were kind of supporting everything. And oh, wait a minute. What is going on here? Yeah, this is exactly the same as the other side. Is it a separate kind of grate here? Yeah, the other thing that wasn't in the video earlier is these little poles right here. I can hop across. You kind of see there's a separate pole right there going up that's separate from this, because that's a double pole. It's like the 0.02 or 0.0125 or something like that. It's just a tiny little pole. Yeah, you can kind of see that there. Tiny pole versus the other one that I'm using everywhere else, and that's just to make it a little bit easier to get up the ladder and in, but still convey some of this plates on the outside support up to the ceiling block there. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some cubes in there. In this view, I can see where the concrete is, so I know where the things are. I can put some cubes in too. Not those, but are. Not tab. I don't know why I keep thinking it's... Yeah. The ones by... Yeah, that's what I have over by the ladder there, going up to the ceiling. And this is the ones I'm using everywhere else. So... cement mixer. Workbench. Forge, right? Yeah, there we go. I can kind of see what I'm doing. That right down there below us is where the old crate thing used to be. Thinking about expanding that out just a little bit more to have like a patio like thing out here to maybe put the fireplace on. A couple of lawn chairs. So this morning when I got up, I said I was gonna fuss with this and get that rotated around so the pillar of safety was on the road so I could get to these and then run, instead of having to run all the way down here anyway, because it was, yeah, It was a bit off the beaten path. This also gets this stuff out of here, but I gotta put all of this stuff up there now. I gotta return all the tools I used that I'm renting. Oh yeah. And probably remove the pillar of yeah, we'll call it the pillar of WTF. Doesn't really have much to... 2 points in parkour. 1 point, you're not jumping up 2 squares. You're gonna have to put a ladder on, like, the 3rd one up. So you got to keep, like, 4 cubes on you at all times, so you can do 3 cubes, ladder on the 3rd one up, and then hop and like, do stuff. Is it like 1,500 hit points for this stuff, which is the same as cobblestone? I would love to fill this in a little bit. I grabbed some asphalt and I tried to smooth this out just by placing it and then hitting it with the hammer down, but yeah, it's... yeah, I really don't know. We haven't seen what the roof looks like. So that's a pole corner right there sitting on top of this. This is the same piece down below upside down, and then there's a pole in the middle. These are just poles on their side. Same thing there. So it's... that's not going to work, because that's in the way. But that's connecting this to that and that, so I was kind of half thinking the fire could go right here. But you start out with 2 of these, a little walkway, some crates, and you get like 4 more when you get some supplies. You know, and at that point you're not going to have a workbench yet or a cement mixer, but you know, it gives you a place to put your sleeping bag down that's not on the ground in the rain. And then you slowly grow it back as you get 1 of each device. And by the time you're going to be wanting 2 of each of these things, so you can be cranking out supplies to build a base every single week. A horde base. Yeah, this is going to pretty much be relegated to when you need to go to this trader to grab something, and actually the test should be that one. Yeah. So you can stand right here and get your supplies and interact with your equipment. And get things all set up to go. Just as easily as when you come back from a quest or a gig or whatever you want to call it, and then you want to put stuff away. and then run back to the crate in front of the POI and I don't know. Is there anything else I can try to describe about my madness here with this, call it a satellite base. It's kind of what you're going to end up starting off with because of the stuff sitting in front of the trader. But it's not where home is. Now, home is this thing over here. And I gotta fix a lot of that. But this also gives me a good understanding of how things are going to flow. I mean, if I put a thing over that, it's going to be blocking the corner of that. And, oh, you got to be a little closer to it anyway. So yeah, you can put a crate there and a crate there. This end, it kind of doesn't matter. And with all the construction I've been doing here, that's going to invite some screamers. Which is all good. Because I need to get the stuff out of those crates and organized into this. So. So, we'll be back. Yeah, just dropping off all the crud that, like, isn't really mine. Somewhere's the wood things, right? Right there. Ah. There you are. Repair. That's everything, right? Yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah, I went ahead and, like, nagged one of those for digging the hole in the ground for this place. Storage crates. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna try to remember where I put my wood. Was it this one? No. That's water that I grabbed out of the fire at the top of this place. First knife. So, I think I already kind of gave a little bit of a tour of this when I was building it. Not sure if I'll splice that in or not, but these 45-degree grates don't really let you see down to the ground that well. Which is why I was thinking, well, okay, what if I use one of these going out and then the 45? As for cluttered, there's another one of those over there. I discovered, you know, 3 cubes isn't enough to be able to hop up in here and get out. You just bounce off the ceiling and go right back in. So I had to do like half cubes for the ceiling here, and then half cube corners. Just, you know, you're like doing this trick about getting fresh water, or not fresh water, but you got like an endless supply of water to drink if you ever get the mod for the helmet. And visibility is great from here. Which is part of the reason why I chose the location. But you know, this is super cramped. You stand right here. You can kind of access every single one of these things, but yeah, I was trying to convince it to smelt some steel, and I think I need a crucible for that. So this place is like, you got 1 cube walkways, and some of the places it's even less. This is on this square, that is on this square. That is on this square, so that the bench can sit there and a bench can sit there. Same for these things. So, I mean, you can reach a lot of stuff from a single spot easily because it's so close, but just moving around is so cramped in here. So it's like 1 more square in width, maybe. I think I got everything. Let me check my inventory, 'cause that's my wrench. Yep. Oh, I was gonna put the water in the thing. I want to keep this stuff somewhat separate. Oh, it's not even 10 of them. Okay. Alright. So, yeah, that place is super cramped. So I'm kind of thinking, what kind of layout would be better for accessing all that stuff, but having enough room to not be like running into pillars and benches and things when you're running around in a hurry. I think the 2-meter wide hallway in there is, in the other one, is a little better for that. Yeah, I can see up through there a lot easier than I could see down. Yeah. So, hypothetically, when I do this next quest, I should legit have a bike instead of cheating. It's just I don't want to be running and running and running for so long, just bringing loot back from boxes. Hopefully it'll be over soon. So, yeah, that was a few hours of me sitting here and just measuring things out and plugging away until I had something resembling what I had originally, just facing a different direction. So, yeah, this is... I am so happy with that. So, unfortunately, and it's backwards in here, I thought I put my logs and wood over here in the other crate, and I may have inadvertently thrown the stuff away. But we got 20 from cutting up the crate, so that's good. And it's not like I can't chop down some more trees. I just gotta get used to it being not that box. I'm pretty sure, yeah. And the funny thing is I am absolutely sure I had made, I had triple checked every single crate before I tore down the thing that was here. And there's no other crates floating around, so... Well, there's a downside. Well, I guess, yeah, you could throw your sleeping bag, like... Yeah, probably right there. Now, there's nothing blocking this entire row from things being there, so... Yeah, maybe something for future thought. Because originally, I had this little section here with a 2x4 section of wood there, and I had like the sleeping bag just sitting in the corner. And that was up against this row of stone here, which was the walkway in and out. And I decided, well, what if I like expand it that way? I'm kind of happy with this. But for now, as far as this site and this place goes, I made that to get the sleeping bag off the ground and out of the rain. It was like sitting... Yeah, that little tent thing was like right there. And it was sitting right there on the ground. I was like, yeah. I turned rain off, and it decided to rain anyway. It still looks like storm is inbound. I'm about to go do something, and it's gonna rain, isn't it? Huh. So, what do I need? Clear out the zombies. That's all I gotta do. It's only 500 meters in that direction. It's not that bad. It's not a kilometer or more, so... So... Let's get going, I guess.